Your friend group is already dying. You just haven't noticed yet. Right now it feels permanent. The group chat is loud, the plans make themselves, and you genuinely believe these are the people who'll be standing next to you at your wedding. But here's the thing. Nobody tells you at 18. Friend groups don't end with a fight. They end with a Tuesday. A normal, forgettable Tuesday, where all of you were together for the last time, and not one of you knew it. There was a last time everyone was in the same room. It already happened, or it's coming soon, and you will not get a warning. So before it goes, let me tell you exactly how a friend group lives and how it dies. Because if you can see it happening, maybe, just maybe, you can be the one who saves it. No one ever decides to start a friend group. That's the strange part. It just happens. A seat you sat in on the first day. A party you almost didn't go to. A night out where the right 5 people ended up in the same place at the same time. It felt like nothing. It felt like a normal week. You had no idea you'd just met the people who would define the best years of your life. Not the people you're related to. Not the people you'll meet later, when everyone's guarded and busy and tired. These ones. The ones you found when you were still figuring out who you were, and who somehow decided to figure it out next to you. Every friend group gets a golden age. And the cruelest part is, you never know you're in it. It's the stretch where everything is easy. You live close. You're all broke in the same way. Nobody has anywhere better to be. So you have nowhere to be but together. You build a language no one else understands. Inside jokes that would take an hour to explain to an outsider. A group chat that never fully goes quiet. You start finishing each other's sentences, stealing each other's slang, becoming a little bit the same person. And you think this is just your life now. You think it's the baseline. You have no idea you're standing inside a season that is going to end. One day, years from now, you'll scroll past a random photo from this exact time. Nobody dressed up. Terrible lighting. Someone caught mid-laugh with their eyes closed. And it will hit you harder than any birthday, any holiday, any perfect picture you ever posed for. Because that was it. That was the golden age. And you spent half of it worried about things that never mattered. The death of a friend group always starts the same way. Quietly. With one person. Someone gets into a relationship, and half of their time quietly disappears. Someone moves away. For university. For work. For someone. Someone lands a job with real hours and slowly stops being able to say yes to everything. And none of it is betrayal. That's what makes it impossible to be angry about. Nobody did anything wrong. They just started building a life. Exactly like they were supposed to. But a group runs on rhythm. And when one person steps out, the rhythm breaks. The plans that used to make themselves now need a planner. We should all hang out soon gets typed into the chat, and everyone means it. And somehow, nobody does it. The first crack isn't a door slamming. It's a message left unread. Not out of malice. Someone just got busy and meant to reply later. And then later never came, and it just stayed unread. That's how it begins. Not with a fight. With a delay. Here's the part that's going to stay with you. A friend group almost never gets a funeral. It doesn't end. It just gets quieter and quieter until quiet is all that's left. The group chat slows from every hour to every day to birthdays only. You go from every weekend to once a month to we seriously need to catch up. You still call them your best friends? You just haven't actually spoken in 4 months. And somewhere in that fade, with no announcement, no goodbye, you had your last real hangout. All of you, together, the way it used to be. And you treated it like any other night. You checked your phone under the table. You left a little early because you were tired. You said, "See you soon," and you were wrong. Nobody took a photo. Because nobody knew. A friend group doesn't die when people start hating each other. It dies when people start being polite. When "I miss you guys" replaces actually being there. When love turns into a thing you feel instead of a thing you do. And then, years later, you'll run into one of them. In a shop, on a train, back home over a holiday. And for 1 second, before either of you says anything, there's this flash of the old thing, the real thing in both your faces. Then it gets careful. Oh my God, how are you? We have to catch up properly. You trade the headlines, the job, the city, the relationship. You laugh at one old joke, and for a moment, it almost comes back. And then you both say, we should do this more often. And you both know you won't. You hug, you walk away. And you spend the whole way home haunted by a person who is still alive, still kind, still would answer if you called, and who has simply become someone you used to know. That's the afterlife of a friend group. Not enemies, just strangers with a shared history nobody else will ever understand. But here's what I actually need you to hear. Because this is the part that matters most. Your friend group drifting apart is not a failure. It isn't proof the love was fake, or that you did something wrong. People are supposed to grow. And growing pulls people in different directions. That's not the friendship breaking. That's the friendship doing its job. Getting you to who you were meant to become, and then letting you go. Some friends really are for a season, not forever. And a season ending does not erase how real it was. You're allowed to be grateful for people you'll never see again, but some of them, the right ones, don't have to fade. And here's the tragedy. They usually fade anyway. Not because anyone stopped caring, but because everyone assumed someone else would reach out. Everyone was quietly waiting to be the one who got missed. And the whole thing died in that silence, killed by people who all still loved each other. So don't wait. Be the one who texts first. Be the one who says, I was just thinking about you. For no reason at all. Be the one who actually plans the thing instead of talking about planning the thing. Because somewhere out there is a person you drifted from, holding their phone right now, hoping, without even admitting it to themselves, that it's you. Your friend group is already dying, but it is not dead yet. So go. Text them. Before this becomes one more year you look back on and wish you had.
If this video meant something to you, do one small thing back. Give it a like, so it finds the next person who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you want more videos that put words to the things we all quietly feel. And in the comments, tell me about the friend group you miss. I read them. Thanks for being here. Now go. Text them.